Yeah, Alation is the leader in enterprise data intelligence. So we help enterprises build data cultures, and we do that through helping them find, trust, and govern their data. So we have software solutions that cover data catalog and data governance. So that's what we do at Alation. And I have been at Alation for over a year, and I was brought on as a director of account-based marketing, responsible for building our account-based marketing and account-based ABX program. We are a mid-stage startup, and we have about 600 employees right now, maybe more, but at the last count that I know of, that's how many we have. So we're definitely a fast-growing organization. So right now we're using Demandbase One platform, and then we also have the personalization platform and the advertising platform. Yeah, so when I came on board, they had just implemented, or at least in recent purchase of demand-based products, and they had not really integrated it fully. I know that they used Engagio, that was acquired by Demandbase, and they were using Demandbase to provide sales with account updates or the subscriptions that they got. Nobody was really using it, and so when I came on board to build the account-based marketing program, we had there's two main challenges, business challenges that we wanted to tackle. One was we have four sources of pipeline in our organization, and when I came on board, our inbound, we had an over reliance on our inbound marketing, so we really wanted to diversify our outbounding and using account-based marketing at the time. I've since transitioned us to more of ABX account-based experiences, but at the time, really kind of building the account-based marketing, and that was one of the business challenges, is we needed to diversify and get more outbound motion in our organization. We have such a great product and our customers love us, but not a lot of people knew about Alation. We didn't have that brand recognition out there, so we needed to get in front of accounts that were that could use our product. And while we had some of the largest logos in the world, we had a lot of room to grow. So those were the two business challenges that led us to Demandbase. When I first came in from an ABM perspective, we had a lot of tools, as I'm sure a lot of companies have. We had a giant MarTech stack, and we had about 5 intent providers. And the intent providers were they're all over the board. They all have their own unique purpose, and they're all great, but they were kind of being used in silos. So what I did was I needed to find a way to bring all of those intent providers, Demandbase being one of them, together. And so taking that, modeling it, and scoring it using first-party and third-party engagement data, that's how we built our scalable account-based marketing program. We have a group of accounts that are, that we have every month that show they have the highest level of score, and that is the highest level of engagement plus intent with Alation, and that's who we choose to target. But the entire engine is fueled by Demandbase. So we want to be able to target the right accounts at the right time. So another great thing that we've done with Demandbase is so in building that outbound muscle from our sales team, we wanted to have sales take an active role in account-based marketing, account-based, experiences, and building those experiences. And we wanted them to feel like they were a part of it. So we trained our entire sales team to use Demandbase to outbound, from our SDR team to our AE team. And they all have successfully just gone in and used Demandbase, to increase, our outbound engine. So that was one of the big pieces of the Demandbase puzzle, I think, that has really propelled our growth, because we were able to combine the marketing aspect, but also the sales aspect, and we're kind of all driving in the same direction. So that was really something great that Demandbase has done for us. Yep, we have 5 different places. We have 5 different unique intent providers, and they all do something a little different. And we score them based on the data that they provide. So Demandbase obviously has the highest score, which drives the most account intelligence for the scoring model that we have. And then we have, other intent providers like Zoom Info, User Gems, Tech Target, and things like that. So they all have they play a unique role in the data, but they're all very unique and different. So, but that's why we put the custom scoring, unique scoring model behind that to, really solving the problem. When you first start an account-based marketing program, one of the biggest problems is scaling. Most of the time, if you go through a traditional account-based marketing program, one-to-one, one-to-few, one-to-many, what you find is that it's not scalable. So that was a big challenge for me going in, having done this for so many years, using my experiences. I have to build something outside the box that's unique and that's scalable. And we were able to use Demandbase and really with that account intelligence to be able to build a scalable model for account-based marketing right out of the gate. So our account-based journey is really new. So we started, and I've been here a little over a year. So I started building the strategy for the program and then went through the implementation. And now we're kind of in the phase of, okay, we tested it, we know it works. So now we want to build, which is where we get into more transitioning from ABM to ABX, because we really want to get into that building experiences for our customers and prospects. So that's how we use Demandbase, and that's how I plan in the future to use Demandbase, is really to build out those experiences. So we currently have a level of using the Demandbase advertising platform. We've got a level of always on advertising that runs by industry vertical into our platinum. We call them platinum accounts, but really it would be the priority accounts. And we use Demandbase to dynamically add accounts every month to those based on the scoring model that we have. So it's really a great feature for us, so that we have that always on piece. And we also have added the personalization piece. So we have a few one-to-one accounts, and we also are building out those experiences through for industry vertical through the Demandbase prioritization or personalization platform. So we have this whole experience for our customers and prospects using that. And then future state, what I'm planning on doing is we're going to be advertising and using Demandbase to the data intelligence platform to target journey stages, very specific journey stages, to map using data intelligence to map content. What content are people viewing on those at those different funnel stages? So, and usually you guess and say, oh, at this funnel they use this kind of content, but we're able to use Demandbase to tell us exactly what they're interested in and what they're viewing at that time. So that's one future state that we are getting to, and then in addition to building out more of the personalization as well. Oh yeah, I mean, just a combination of the whole experience that we're giving for to our customers and our prospects. I mean, we've seen from the outbounding through the advertising and through the awareness, we've seen some incredible numbers. We have a 73% increase in our opportunity and uplifts and opportunity from the prior year. Just from the awareness alone. And targeting, I think it's, the combination of the awareness and targeting the right accounts at the right time. They're in market, they have a familiarity with us, they know who we are. So those are some amazing, numbers. And then from an outbound perspective, so being able to bring sales along on this journey with the market, with the account-based marketing and the account-based experience, and really kind of promoting the platinum accounts, which is what we call the priority accounts, but they're a focus for the entire organization. So just in doing that, we've been able to, so our outbounding goals that we had we went from virtually no outbound pipeline at all last year to now we have over 25% of our pipeline is outbound this year.
Oh, that's great. Good to hear.
Yeah, so we've seen some amazing results from that. And then you can also, look at Demandbase and you can see from the advertising the accounts that are lifted, who's clicking and because you're targeting a very specific group of priority accounts, it's very easy to tie back
Yeah.
to those numbers back there. So it's really been great for us from a reporting and metrics and kind of, because ABM is so new to the business and ABX, now we're transitioning to more ABX, the business is really understanding the value and the impact that we're having. So it's been great. I can't speak for before I was here, but I know they brought in Demandbase. I have been working with Demandbase for years in a lot, in other capacities and other organizations that I've been at. So I have a familiarity with Demandbase, but it was sort of one of those things where, okay, we have it, and do we make it work? Do we renew or do we look for somebody else or another vendor? And I did look at other vendors, but when I came back down to it, I just realized that Demandbase is so robust and there are so many things that it can do. And, we started with, utilizing maybe one or two, but I put so much time and effort in really building it out and training and hours and hours of training and understanding and learning myself. And I'm still learning because every day I find something new. I start asking my CS team questions, and before you know it, it's like, oh, we can do this, or I'll be on Demandbase's website watching videos or watching, case studies or testimonials or in, just anything. Every day I see something new that I can do with Demandbase, and then it sparks other ideas and other ideas. So I think at this point, Demandbase just met all of my needs for where I want to go and growth for the future. So I think, that's why we just, once we got the sales team, that was the key. Once we got the sales team on board and trained and understanding the power of Demandbase, that's, to me, I think that's the key, because you can't, once they're they like it and they're in it, you're not going to take it away. I mean, it's just, they're having so much success. One of our Australian sales reps had told me that they're killing it in Australia, and he only uses Demandbase. He used to go into Salesforce and other tools, but he only goes in Demandbase now because all of his opportunities are coming from Demandbase. So I thought that was great. I mean, the account intelligence that Demandbase offers is second to none. There's so much data that you can use for the salespeople to understand how to personalize and talk to the accounts where they're at, figure out what people are doing, how are they engaging with our marketing? How are they engaging with our website and everything that we do? And it seems, everything's in there. So it does even take a lot of burden off marketing, because a lot of the data that they can find in the account intelligence is all there, and they can take that and run with it as well. So I look at it like I have an army of little ABMers, running around, and Demandbase powers that and makes that possible. So. I'm learning. There's one that I just learned about. It's the heat map, and I know I'm still learning about it, but that's just a little feature that I didn't even know existed. That's going to help me tremendously in building out my content plan, and my CS is helping me with that. I think that also the ability to build out the journey stages in the funnel and really have a look at what accounts, what other priority accounts are falling into that journey stage, if they're getting stuck somewhere, if there's a gap, there's just so much data that you can learn about from the journey stages. So I'd say that's another feature that I really like. From the sales perspective, they love, we set up a lot of custom reporting for them. So, insights from Salesforce and Demandbase, and putting them together and building like a lot of custom reports that we have for them. So they love to get those. I think the big ones are, we needed to diversify our pipeline. So outbound was a must. And, just naturally outbound fits with account-based marketing and building account-based experiences. So that was one key. And I think that's probably one of the biggest benefits and the biggest, success that we've had with Demandbase is building that, being able to arm our salespeople and our SDR team as well with Demandbase to be able to go out and build that pipeline. And it also gives them a focused way of like one place to go, right? Instead of having 100 different tools, they have a focused place to go where they know how to use it. They know how to get the data. And they can find everything they could possibly need. So that was a huge goal for me. And I think another goal was just along piggybacking on that was to be able to bring sales along on the ride from the very beginning with account-based marketing. And it's really hard to build. And trust me, this is a journey. So we are nowhere near where we need to be. But I think when you come into an organization and you're introducing this new concept for the first time, that a lot of people have never even done before, or a lot of organizations just, maybe don't have the success with account-based marketing, or it's very marketing driven. So a lot of sales teams aren't actively involved and actively engaged with it. So I think that was another key thing right from the beginning is, how can I get them more involved in it? How can I basically have them identify account-based marketing with outbound, and those two things kind of going hand to hand. So I think that's another way that Demandbase has really helped us. More probably of an intangible way, from a tactical and more of a strategic perspective. But yeah, that's, to me, that was a couple of really big goals for me. I think the first thing I would tell them is, think outside the box. Don't come in with a strategy of, I have to fit everything into the traditional ABM box. You really have to understand where your company's at. You really have to understand what the goals are. And I know everybody says that, but I think that it's so easy to come in and it's very overwhelming. It's very expensive. Account-based marketing is very expensive. And so people just feel like, well, I'm going to try this and a traditional approach. And I think thinking outside the box and using tools and partners, really, you guys are a partner for me. It's not even about a tool. It's a partnership, and having, a partner that's willing to work with you and understand your goals, and they have the expertise of the product. I only know what I know, or I don't know, and
don't even know what to ask sometimes.
Exactly.
Right?
So just having a team that's willing to say, hey, we have this and you should try this. And, do you know we can do this? And it's a combination of all of that. And I think, and when you're looking for a MarTech vendor, especially when you're starting out ABM, people think that you can just technology your way through ABM, and you just can't. It's impossible. So you really have to be committed. And so I think that would be my biggest takeaway is step outside the box, and you don't have to build something like we did. That was probably the higher side of what normal people do, but there are definitely ways to do it with Demandbase as well. But I just think I would say step outside the box and really customize your program, and don't make it fit into traditional. For me, that has been where my success has come from, because I have these crazy ideas and then I go back to my Demandbase team, and I'm always, every week, I have a crazy idea. Can we do this? Can we do this? How are we going to do this? And they connect me with other people in the organization, and they're like, let's have you meet with this person. That just happened a couple weeks ago. They'll help you. And then I just go back and I can't figure it out. Help me do this. And it's just that partnership it's almost like an extension of my team, which is great, because account-based marketing teams, when you first getting started, they're 1-person, 2-person shows. Generally, they don't have big teams that generally support them, because you have to prove this concept. That's, it's not as easy as just throwing ads out there and letting people download forms. And it's just, there's a lot to it. So yeah, I think for me, that's my advice.